UGC chairman, the selection panel members, heads of universities, distinguished guests. 5 years ago, around this time, I was still a graduate student in St. Andrews, Scotland, frantically writing up my PhD thesis in preparation for my Viva in November that year. One afternoon, I found myself with my PhD supervisor, Professor David O'Hagan, alone by the lift. The lift was a little bit slow, and Professor O'Hagan asked me, Jason, what are your plans after you're all done? I replied to him, I plan to go back to Hong Kong and maybe look for a postdoc or teaching position at one of the universities. Well, he looked at me straight in the eye and he said to me, Jason, you're okay as a researcher, but you'll be an exceptional teacher, he said. Go for it. Well, the professor knew better, of course, and I find myself here today extremely humbled to be receiving the most prestigious higher education teaching award in Hong Kong. My PhD thesis documented my works and achievements during that previous 4 years, and importantly, I had to be clear on the rationale and motivation behind and how to go forward from that point in the research. 5 years later, I find myself writing again another equally, if not more challenging document, namely the UGC Teaching Award nomination package, which documented my works and achievement for another 4 years. I was able to clearly articulate the rationale, motivation, and passion behind all the teaching works that I had carried out, which became very clear, which is to afford the best education and learning experience for the undergraduate students under my care to the best of my abilities. And of course, to also propose some plans for going ahead as well. I'm extremely grateful for all the opportunities I have had in the past 4 years as a lecturer in chemistry at HKUST. This academic position gave me the platform to make good use of my knowledge and talents to the service of our UG students. Whenever I'm teaching or designing a course, I think of my students. What would be the most useful way for them to learn? How can my courses benefit them the most, and what extra opportunities could I provide to prepare them for the real world ahead? Thinking about my students' needs informs the way I go about my teaching. One of the positive decisions I made was to guest host on the TV show Sidewalk Scientist, Hossi Hofei, bringing the beautiful and exciting face of chemistry, along with my not-so-beautiful face, onto the little screens. I must have been rather hilarious in my appearances that made some impression. This media exposure made me known to many people very quickly. There's someone called Jason Chan in Clearwater Bay HKUST who has serious passion and enthusiasm for chemistry. And it opened doors for me. Opportunities and invitations suddenly started flowing my way that allowed me to offer more and more services to the science education sector in Hong Kong. I'm just so happy that I could use my passion and creativity in chemistry to inspire many youngsters. I also shared these opportunities with my undergraduate students, who joined me in going out to inspire others while gaining lots of experience and inspirations themselves. Looking ahead, this award will allow me to develop a new experiential learning course for our UG students in science, who will be engaged, who will be challenged to think critically when faced with potentially dubious scientific claims in daily life, asking the questions, does the science make sense? They will learn to share honest, unbiased opinions with the public, and in the end, I hope to share this rational and informed manner of looking at science through a MOOC course. I'm confident that the project will benefit both the students themselves as well as society. Lastly, please allow me to conclude my speech by thanking those who have helped me or worked with me in so many different ways, and those who offered me precious opportunities, especially my colleagues at HKUST. In a special way, I also wish to thank my parents, who sacrificed a lot to realize my education in the UK. I also know that God has always guided me along the way, ad majorem Dei gloriam. As an early career faculty award recipient, this is just the start for me. I promise to you all, I will continue to put forth my best capabilities to guide our students to realize their potential and fulfill their dreams in our universities. Thank you to you all.